How are you, my viewers? Welcome again to another presentation. In this day, I look at chapter 5, and I'm going to call it Dr. Falabi. So episodically, the chapter has 3 episodes. The first one is Washington, the second one is Flight to Nigeria, and the third one is Back in Nigeria. So in the first episode, before Afolabi is invited to serve as an advisor to the summit of the heads of state, he had been previously a guest at the Foundation for Democratic Rule in Washington. He gives a keynote address at the annual conference. Dr. Afolabi is married to Pamela from Washington, US. Dr. Afolabi's invitation had given the couple a chance to visit Pamela's father, a widower who lived in Boston. Dr. Afolabi fondly remembers Pamela's father through a watch that helped him monitor his pressure. Dr. Afolabi, while walking about Boston, buys a razor at $5.23. He later rejoins his family and wife at her father's home. So let us look at the second episode, Flight Out of Washington to Nigeria. Dr. Afolabi meets Tadilongwe inside the plane. He is a cranky passenger in the first class who demands to sit next to Afolabi in the economy class. Pamela is compelled to exchange seats with her husband. She and her husband end up traveling in different cabins. That's on page 71. Dr. Afolabi and Tadilongwe exchange pleasantries and contacts. From their conversation, it emerges that Tad had listened to Dr. Afolabi's address in Washington and liked it. In fact, he calls it brilliant. Tadilongwe says Africa in its present state has 2 new arrivals, corruption and impunity. He also asked Dr. Afolabi if he would be interested in the adventure that is being sponsored by ACDA, whose underlying idea is mobilize discontent with Africa in its present state into a will to change it. Dr. Afolabi consents. Dr. Afolabi confirms to Mr. Tad that heads of state had invited him to the summit to give them his views on Way Omega. Mr. Tad introduces and proposes an alternative to Way Omega, and that is Path Alpha, which differs from the former like day and night. Whereas Way Omega is top-driven and lacks the will for implementation, Path Alpha is bottom-led and has that will. Consequently, he asked Dr. Afolabi to guide 4 Path Alpha travelers, whom ACDA is sending as observers to the very summit he will be as an advisor. Mr. Tad hands Path Alpha document to Dr. Afolabi and asks him to remain with Way Omega so that they could find a way they could get to the summit. Our last episode is back in Nigeria. In Nigeria, Dr. Afolabi, houseboy Issa, reports that while the couple was away, somebody came to their house uninvited. When questioned, Issa remains mum. He says he let the person into their bedroom. The uninvited man services. Dr. Afolabi and the man converse in Yoruba to the dismay of Pamela. She learns incredibly that her husband and the man are familiar. Femi, the uninvited guest, is a cousin to Dr. Afolabi. The two grew up together in Kaduna. Under instructions from the family, Femi had brought a second wife to Dr. Afolabi without his consent because Pamela was not giving birth. Infuriated, Pamela runs out only to reappear with a broomstick, chasing the young girl, Nimbo, out of their matrimonial bed. Femi reveals that the folks back at home are the choreographers of the whole scheme. Pamela is aggravated with the scheme of having Nimbo as her co-wife. She demands that the two, Femi and Nimbo, must leave the house at once. Dr. Afolabi comes to their defense, arguing that it is late at night and that if the two have to leave, then it should be in the morning. Pamela vehemently insists that they should leave that night. Her demands fall on deaf ears. Enraged at her husband's lackluster in handling the issue, Pamela leaves that very night. A week later, Pamela calls Dr. Falabi from her father's home in Boston. She informs him that she had filed a divorce. Thank you. Continue to subscribe to our channel.